Welcome to my channel. My name is Rexture. Today is Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. Justice is supposed to be blind so that all are treated fairly. At least that is what was intended or promised. But in this imperfect space we occupy, judicial misconduct is one of the casualties of human frailties. It is on full display when the bullies turn the tables and sue their victims and win. Is it any wonder, since they have the resources to hire the best lawyers and their victims that either try to defend themselves pro se, hoping for an empathetic judge or jury, or beg pro bono from a sympathetic attorney? That is the scenario in both my parents' cases. My dad was illegally charged with contempt of court for writing a fictional story about a judge, but he lost in court to the very same system that is supposed to protect his right to free speech. How is that even possible in an independent judicial system? His first mistake was to follow his lawyer Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj's advice and plead guilty to the charge. Ramesh convinced my dad that he had no leg to stand on since he was the story's author that carries its byline, so he should admit he was guilty of the contempt of court charge and throw himself on the court's mercy. Ramesh had conferred with those on the prosecution side, and they all agreed that the worst that could happen is that his client would be reprimanded and the case closed. However, since this was a criminal complaint, he would forever be considered a felon. My dad bit the bullet and went along with his lawyer's advice. He pled guilty. That is when things went awry. He was sentenced to jail, and even his appeal could not erase the fact that he admitted to the court that he was guilty of contempt of court. The next parent who did not get justice from the system was my elderly bedridden mom. She was left to die at home by my siblings, who refused to provide her with medical assistance she desperately needed. I went to court to show that she would have survived if she had been taken to the hospital. But I lost to a judicial system that believed my sister, Dawn Ford, who lied and said she provided Mom with a doctor, but she passed away anyway. Mom had stopped eating, so there was nothing they could do, they claimed, but her heart and her lungs were strong. So why was she left to die in bed at home, starved to death? That same scenario happened a year earlier, and I called an ambulance to take her to the West Shore Hospital. She survived that time, only to have my siblings, Cindy, Dawn, and Glenn, lock me out of the house to ensure she could not live the next time she got sick. I sued Dawn, Cindy, and Glenn for causing Mom's death, and when I went to court, my attorney did not even show up. He said he was too busy with briefs he received. Is that how PNM buys case that they are up against? They offer their opposing attorney millions of dollars in government jobs to buy the verdict they want. I was in the witness box when I realized that my lawyer didn't even show up to defend his case. I tried to fire him right there in open court, but the judge would not allow me to speak. As we were leaving court, my attorney called me on my cell phone to tell me that we should file an appeal. I said only if you do it pro bono. I never heard from him again. Justice is blind, but not in the way it was intended. It is tone deaf and politically motivated to protect the PNM at all costs. After all, who in their right mind would sue the PNM when they have to deal with a corrupted system of justice caused by decades of injudicious rule?